Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. In today's video, we are doing a complete altcoin analysis. Now, before we get into the altcoin analysis, make sure to check us out on our main YouTube channel, Mega Whale Crypto, where we post daily videos of Bitcoin focusing on the facts, the data, the technical, and the structural information. No hype, no BS, no emotion, pure raw TA. And if you're interested in more of that kind of content, you can join us on Telegram. That will be the first link down below. You'll get access to charts, updates, videos, educational posts, news events, and everything you need to stay in the loop with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin, and the relevant economic news. And if you were interested in taking your trading to the next level, you can join us in our VIP group where we post trading setups with exact entry prices, exact targets, exact stop losses, trade justification, exclusive analysis, and so much more. You'll also get access to all of our group chats with over 700 members, our trading chart and education chat, our daily video, help, news, and trade setup chat. So you can find out more information about our VIP in the pinned comment of the free channel by clicking my name, or these two links showing you a video inside the channel and a 50-month trading track record by the first link. Check it out, guys, and let's dive into the altcoin video. Okay, legends, in today's video, we are taking a look at both Ethereum doing a complete macro and short-term analysis, as well as the total altcoin market, discussing how altcoins are looking, whether or not we are still expecting another move toward the upside for altcoins, and why the majority of altcoins are still in the red. We're going to go ahead and start on the Ethereum chart, taking a look at both the daily and the weekly. The most important level we are still watching on Ethereum is going to be this major downtrending diagonal resistance spanning back since the beginning to middle of December. As we can see, we have had two retests and rejections from this point, with the price action still traveling underneath this major downtrending trend line. Not only does this downtrend represent the trajectory of the price action since the beginning of December, but it also acts as a major trigger point when, if broken to the upside, could signify a dramatic shift in the trend of the price action and thus a likely continuation higher. That does mean while Ethereum travels underneath this resistance, the potential for continuations lower remain on the cards. Only upon the breakout of this level will we be turning bullish on Ethereum, expecting then a continuation upwards. There is another critical level we are watching, and that is going to be the downtrend on the RSI. As we can see, the RSI has been moving downwards, and if we map out the exact peaks on the price action chart with the peaks on the RSI, we can also notice that while the price action has been moving down, we have got a respective downtrend in the momentum. This signifies that the price action has been moving down and the momentum has been falling, signifying the sellers are still in control of Bitcoin, and at least on the daily chart, there is no indication that the buyers are in control. Now, if the price action breaks through this level of resistance, and if we see a breakout of the RSI in conjunction with that breakout, that in our eyes will be the moment the buyers step back in, and that will be the trigger for a continuation. In our eyes, that will be facilitating both a trend breakout, a structural breakout, and of course a significant moment as the strength of the trend represented by the momentum will be flipping positive. So upon the breakout of the downtrend with the RSI shift, we will be expecting a continuation upward. Where are we looking? We are going to be looking at these major liquidation levels. Again, these buy side liquidity levels, our 3,600 to 3,750 level, and of course that major $4,000 resistance. Those will be our two targets upon the breakout of the downtrend and the breakout on the RSI. Let's come back to the short term in just a moment and the bearish scenarios, and let's move out just to the weekly chart really quickly. There is a critical level on the weekly chart we are still going to be watching, and that of course is going to be the level of resistance spanning back since the weekly high at the beginning of 2024, dragging that across to the weekly high in December 2024. This is going to be that $4,000 resistance. As we can see, a breakout of this $4,000 horizontal level results in the price action entering a lower historical resistance range according to that VRPV, signifying that a break of 4,000 is what will be required for a move to retest our 2021 all-time high. And for a break of 4,000 to occur, we need to break through that daily RSI and that daily downtrend. As we mentioned, until that occurs, the potential for short-term corrections is still on the table. Let's talk about the worst-case scenario for Ethereum and then jump into the short-term price action. As we can see, ever since November 2024, we have been holding well and truly above that 200 daily moving average. Having retested it a few times now over the past 2 to 3 months, this is going to be lining up with a very important level, which is both our sell-side liquidity and our major horizontal level of support at 3,000. If we lose this $3,000 level, it is likely we are going to see a correction to retest this yearly level of resistance. This is now an area of support. This will be an ideal bottom point for Ethereum before a continuation back upwards if it is retested. Again, if we break 3,000, the target is going to be 2,800. Let's jump into the short-term charts now, taking a look at what is happening with Ethereum on the 4-hourly. As we can see, we can, well, straight away, look at this chop, look at this volatility. And as we mentioned numerous times on our main channel, as we are moving into that interest rate decision in 4 days' time, we are going to very likely see the price action both Ethereum for Bitcoin to continue to aggressively chop sideways. The reason being is because of the developing uncertainty surrounding future interest rate reductions that has been developing since mid-December. If we look at when mid-December occurred, well, mid-December was right over here. This is when the Federal Reserve came out and started talking about us moving from 5 to 2 interest rate reductions, and the market has moved to a more risk-off perspective since then. Again, risk-on perspective, since then, pushing risk asset market prices down. Since then, we have seen a lot of uncertainty developing around the potential for future interest rate reductions, and the market is behaving in a manner of that. It is behaving in an uncertain manner. It is consolidating, it is moving sideways, particularly for Bitcoin, and it is more or less waiting to see how that monetary policy develops before we see continuations, as I've mentioned many times and have explained in massive amounts of detail. As per, again, our flow charts here, our diagrams here, our interest rate curves, our correlation coefficients, everything we go through, monetary policy stipulates demand. It is absolutely paramount that we find out what happens with this, and then only then we can determine where the markets will likely move on the short term and the macro. So taking a look at Ethereum, that is going to be our assessment. We are waiting for a breakout of its daily downtrend. Until then, we are cautiously optimistic, because the macro charts are still bullish, and we'll take a look at that in a second, but we understand the potential risk factors which could develop if we see corrections much lower. So for us to expect Ethereum to go upwards, break these trend lines. Until then, cautiously optimistic, lose these lows, expect lower. If you are looking for a new exchange or just want to support the channel, sign up to BitUnix with the link down below. You'll get a lifetime trading fee discount of 15%, which can build up to 45% based on your trading volume, as well as access to a bonus reward center, and of course, all of the exclusive campaigns we run on this exchange. You'll also get access to BitUnix being a non-KYC exchange, meaning you can sign up from anywhere in the globe without regulations. And most importantly, I only promote exchanges I trust and I use. As you can see, I trade on BitUnix very regularly, being the highest VIP level with over $500 million in trading volume for the last 30 days. And lastly, if you were interested in signing up to our other 2 exchanges, BingX or BitGet, you can also do that via the links down below. You as well will get the 15% trading fee discount and everything else that comes with it. Go ahead and sign up. Thank you for supporting. Let's jump back in. Over to the total market cap. As we mentioned, the total market cap is still bullish. While the total market cap remains over 3.1 trillion, which is a 2021 high point, we are expecting macro continuations upwards for Bitcoin and for altcoins, okay? Just gonna get that out of the way. If we drop below 3.1 trillion, it is very likely the top is in, we see deviation from the range high, and we see a correction on the higher time frame. Until then, it is very, very likely going to be bullish. Let's move over to altcoins, guys, because a lot of people have questions altcoins. Now, before you get stuck into altcoins, it's important to note that as a consequence of everyone rathering to, gamble their entire life savings away on celebrity shitcoins and all that liquidity being sucked up, we haven't really seen much of a altcoin season per se this cycle, even though the total 3 market cap is representative, reflective of what would be an altcoin season, right? If we look historically, an altcoin season starts when we see a breakout of the prior dead cat bounce high on the yearly chart, okay, right over here, the monthly chart over here, okay, this yearly level of resistance, Bitcoin dominance begins to fall, and the total Bitcoin price, or should I say Bitcoin itself, creates a local top before a correction and continuation. We are literally seeing exactly the same thing, right? We have seen Bitcoin dominance begin to fall. We have seen the total market cap break through that resistance. We have seen Bitcoin create a local top and correct, and now seeing a continuation. We are seeing 3 of the 3 validation points. But a lot of altcoins aren't performing to what I guess people expect them to, and that's a few things we have to understand. Number one, altcoins are situational investments. So they're not always going to go up, they're not always going to down. They're going to be timing. It's all about timing the altcoins, jumping in when it is more favorable and exiting mostly for the rest of the year, right? Altcoins historically, if you've held altcoins for a long period of time, there's a good chance you're actually down on your investment. Historically, the people who jump into altcoins at a particular period, exit a particular period, do much better. The ones that are buying and accumulating over a long period of time, unless you're buying very specific altcoins, 99.999% of those investors are likely going to be down unless they're buying something like Bitcoin or Ethereum at low prices. So I'm not one for altcoin investing. I'm an altcoin trader. I trade on the larger time frame when it is right, mostly swing trades, and I'd recommend that is kind of how we're looking at altcoins right now. And we believe the next point where altcoins will perform well is going to be when the total 3 breaks through that prior high point at 1.13 trillion, which is a 2021 high. If we are able to break through this red line, that is when we expect the next leg up for altcoins to continue, and we will likely see all altcoins in the market rise. But if you're wondering why your specific altcoin is getting wrecked, even though the total market cap has risen significantly since the bottom for Bitcoin, okay, the big answer is that most, I guess, important way we can look at that is going to be the fact that there is just so many more altcoins in the market. The market is significantly more diluted. We have thousands of altcoins created a day this time around, okay? In 2021, we had around 10,000 altcoins. In 2017, we had 1,000 to 2,000 altcoins, 1,000 to 2,000. Now we have like 10,000 created a day. If you go on Pump Fun, there's like 20 created a second, right? So it's absolutely crazy how many more places that same amount of money or even more money can now find its way to go into. So we have this diluted market where the individual altcoin, unless it's a very, very good altcoin, we have a lot of developments, a lot of news events or whatever, the majority of these individual altcoins don't perform well on an individual basis unless they're very situational. And that is why we've seen the total market cap rise and most altcoins get wrecked. And we usually just see money rotating from one to another, to another, to another, and we don't generally see this market-wide growth, which we did see in 2021, and of course in 2017, which a lot of people are still holding the market to those expectations when the climate is entirely different. So that is it for altcoins, guys. For altcoins to be wrecked again, if we see this $840 billion level lost, I guess that's game over for altcoins in my opinion, but until then, there is hope for altcoins. Is now the time to buy altcoins? I don't think so. Again, I've been out of altcoins since mid-December, pretty much essentially when Jerome Powell came out and said we're seeing 2 interest rate reductions instead of 5. I exited everything. I was all cash since then. I still am. And that is just how I'm playing it. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you guys later. Have a good day.